The Spin-Off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Kia ora, I'm Alex Casey, senior writer at The Spin-Off. We wouldn't exist without the ongoing support of our generous members. If you're able to, you can make a donation at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora koutou, welcome to The Real Pod. This is your reality TV and Aotearoa pop culture wrapped every week here on the Spin-Off Podcast Network. My name's Janie. I'm joined by Alex Casey and Duncan Grieve. How are you guys? How are you feeling?
I'm amping to be here, Jane. And can I just say, what a professional intro
Thank
that
you.
was.
I just realised I didn't say who I was. I'm Janie. We're getting there.
People know. People know.
We're also joined in the producer's chair, not by T.I. here Butler this week, but by Ethan Jupe.
G'day. How we doing?
We're really good, and we're really excited to have you here with your fancy headphones.
You are an intruder in many ways.
Yes, you are.
But we welcome you.
If you're new here, you can chat with other reality TV and pop culture enthusiasts in the Real Pod Corner, which is our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Real Pod Corner. You can also jump on our Discord for some chat, and the link is in the show notes. Coming up on the show today, in the real news, we've got a very big worm and a very big apology. Duncan frames Alex for a crime, and we'll also be recapping Celebrity Treasure Island, the very first week of our very favourite show, and a pretty underwhelming week on the Block NZ.
I will say, the block who? After this week. I'm sorry.
And of course, there'll be a little bit of Masked Singer chat too.
Oh my God.
But let's kick off with the real news. Right, big worm, big old worm. Barnaby found a worm.
The biggest worm ever. 1 metre long in Burnside, Christchurch, in someone's backyard.
Some hazard more than 1 metre. That was Mum's take was 1 metre.
I think it's more than 1 metre.
Look, perhaps more than 1 metre.
Well, this is my issue. There's been a lot of worm discourse, a lot of hatred towards the worm, a lot of strong defence of the worm. I would like to direct my anger towards the kid.
for pulling it out of the ground.
For only taking one photo. For only holding it up. Well, actually, no, the mum. It should be the mum. It's the mum took the photo. But, like, if you found a 1 metre long worm, you've got to be putting it next to everything for scale, put a little hat on it, put a little bow tie, take it on tour. Don't, like, take one photo, then be like, that's fine, put that back.
Okay, so kid was playing in the back garden with his mates or his brothers or whatever and found giant worm dead.
Yeah.
Was it dead?
Dead Fred. Dead Fred.
Oh.
Yeah. And Mum took a photo and I guess they sent it into Stuff, the Herald. Who was it? Someone published it.
Those Stuff vibes.
But if you want to see it, go to the Spin-Off.
How do you know if a worm is dead?
Take its pulse, I guess.
Just might be wriggling. They wriggle hard. I just want to talk about the backlash that the Spin-Off started. To be honest, I think we earned it.
Okay, so the Spin-Off published in the live updates that the worm should
go straight back to hell.
So send this worm straight to hell, I think was the headline. I think that there was just a bit of editorialising there. You know, the whole newsroom wasn't consulted on what the worm's fate should be. It was Friday afternoon. We're all feeling a bit silly, and I think it's only a pro. And you know the people who love their biodiversity, of which we have many in our community. They got into us and forced a formal apology on Monday, and the biodiversity community's response was, too late.
Too late!
We did all we could.
Yeah, well, they wanted us to be crafting the apology over the weekend rather than just sitting in our cups thinking about what we'd done.
Go to thespinoff.co.nz and click on every link while you're there. Listen to every podcast, read every article from the back of Beyond. And
otherwise, we will damn more earthworms.
Well, it's true, we will. That actually might be the way we get people to read the Spin-Off. If you don't read it...
But some people do read the Spin-Off, Jane.
Just for fun.
Well,
education. Anyway, look, I just want to acknowledge myself in this. I was on the worm tip a long time before Dead Fred made his appearance. Alex, you remember even when we were at the old office, I suggested some worm rankings.
You did. We actually fleshed that out, didn't we? There was quite a few.
There's so many.
Worms?
Excuse me?
Did you have worms?
Oh, of course. Who didn't?
Well, as a kid.
No, but there was I feel like we've talked about worms.
Oh, my children.
We should be talking about worms, those bum worms, all day.
My
every
children
day.
always riddled with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the tablets, they've got those chocolate tablets, which are actually quite nice. And then you get to not have worms and have a little chocolate treat. Underrated.
Yeah.
But, it's just crazy how kids are oozing with worms and crawling with nits. And we're like, yeah, that's cool.
Do you know what? I'd sooner be dealing with worms than nits in my children.
Really?
Yeah.
Nits are a mish. Yeah.
Nits are a real mish. Anyway, that's worm chat. In other news, we went to the Celebrity Treasure Island Season 3 launch party.
The best of all the
what a
parties.
night.
Yeah.
Oh, what a night. There was notably a big old table of Tim Tams, masses of
Not so big when I was
Tim Tam.
done with it.
Yeah, so we have footage of Duncan forcing, absolutely forcing Alex Casey to put 4 packets of Tim
it was
Tams.
5.
This is very early.
Was it 5?
You were yelling and you looked frenzied. And what's crazy is we've got the footage from 2 angles.
Yeah.
Because both Jane and Lucy, I'm sure you should care about, were filming for some reason.
We were like, if this gets, if a crime is happening here, we need Alex to be,
Exonerated.
yeah.
And Celebrity Treasure Island star Guy Montgomery took photos inside my bag when I was getting a photo with Karen O'Leary. And so I'm on the hook for this.
And now all of the spin-off staff are accomplices. They're complicit.
They're
because
accessories after the fact.
we all ate them. Alex brought the tainted bounty into the office and shared with all.
Delicious.
Bounty. Sounds like a terrible chocolate bar.
But it was a fun night. That all happened, by the way, within the first 5 minutes of us arriving.
Insane. We arrived and I was like, do you think there's going to be any free stuff or do you think we can eat these? And Duncan just went, here you go. And I had a tote bag, which, first mistake.
Asking for it.
Never bring a tote bag to a party.
And then we had goodie bags on the way out, and Alex missed hers. And she texted me later and said, I forgot to grab a goodie bag. I was
So
like,
did
don't
I.
worry, had Tim Tams in it.
I mean, my thing was, look, and I apologise for,
People were laughing at me. There were sponsors, there were celebrities alike.
But I
at
feel
one
like
point, my
that's our
bag tipped over. A
brand.
thing of Tim Tams fell out, and Lynette Forday got a fright. This is the kind of thing that I have to deal with now.
She's used to cheating,
But it's
though.
the real pod.
It is the real pod.
And I guess for me, I don't feel like I'd been to an event of that nature in quite some time. And yeah, I might have got a bit overexcited. But I'd do it again too.
Yeah.
I think that's how we are supposed to attend parties. They're supposed to be, especially a party like that, where it's like you have all the celebrities from this season, some from previous seasons, some just general purpose celebrities. And then there's us, and we can never feel like we're part of them. We have to differentiate ourselves as being like the audience.
By stealing sponsor product.
Because what would you do? There's a whole table of these things. They're obviously going to go in the bin. You want to take home a little bit of the magic from the party. And
I don't think they're obviously going to go in the bin.
I'm pretty sure they're obviously going to go in the bin. They're going to go back to the supermarket.
I thought it was interesting. The only contestants from last season that were in attendance that I saw were Chris Parker and Edna Swart. I know Joey D made a brief appearance.
He wasn't invited.
But
Duncan dragged him
I
in.
did. I did.
It's not, we don't know that he wasn't invited. It's just that he wasn't intending to go. He had another event on. But Duncan dragged him in. But it does sort of speak to once your season's over, done. You're on
no
with the
longer a
next.
celebrity.
Yeah. Anyway.
Unless you have a mate in the new season.
Yeah.
That's key. So you've got to just keep befriending.
Speaking of key,
Oh, no, we'll get
Oh,
there.
we're gonna
We'll
get
get there.
there?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Can we talk about Dame Susan Devoy at that party? Because my God. I mean, we're going to talk about CTI soon, but what a legend. In real life, that woman.
it's just... I am shocked that she has held diplomatic office.
I think it's aspirational. I think it makes you feel like you can do anything.
Well, I think that what it says is that you do not have to shrink yourself to hold high public office. You can just lean the hell in.
I think we've seen some very, not that I'm saying Dame Susie D is questionable. We have seen some questionable characters hold quite high public office.
This is true. I guess, and I won't reveal any of the contents of our conversation, but she's not shy with her opinions.
Which works well in a CTI context.
But we can talk about she loves the spin-off, right?
She does.
Does she love the real pod?
No, she loves Toby Manhire.
She was like, where's Toby Manhire? Not at the CTI party.
He would never come to a
Weirdly.
party like this.
But
Only
she
us.
even like, this is a dame. And she was like, can I get anyone anything to drink?
Yeah.
And she like wrestled through the crowd and got us drinks. And I was like, yeah, thank you for my Zero Heineken, Dame Susan Devoy. And she told me to stop calling her that, but I didn't.
No.
Guy Montgomery described her as a weapon, and I think that was a very accurate one-word summation of Susie D.
Guy Montgomery describes Lynette Forday as a weapon too.
Okay, well,
They do.
they're both weapons.
They do
Everyone's
have
a weapon.
alien weaponry.
Different kind of weapons.
Vibes in the first few episodes.
Okay.
Oh, and the viral success of Karen O'Terry.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, how
This
could
is
we
true.
not?
It came through in all the speeches by the fancy TVNZ people.
Hang on, let's give it context.
context.
We've got so many new listeners because we're recapping Celebrity Treasure
In
Island.
our world famous TikTok, where we reacted to the teaser, I called Karen O'Leary Karen O'Terry for crying a lot on camera. And then it came up multiple times during like speeches and announcements at the party. Got a photo with Karen. She said she was going to like fight me or something about it, but we were fine. We were fine in the end.
I wouldn't want to fight her.
I wouldn't want to fight her either.
I wouldn't want to fight.
Everyone teeny tiny IRL, by the way.
Very small.
Yeah.
Teeny tiny.
Dylan Schmidt, teeny tiny.
Teeny tiny.
Well, but
But
it's what you do with it, right? It's what you do with it. A man can jump, you know? White man can jump.
And he can do the splits almost as well as me. Like, that's impressive.
And in a handstand form. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's just sort of roll on into reality check. You guys have been calling for the return of the Stings, and so they're back.
Yeah.
Much like a certain Prime Minister's son. They're back.
oh my god.
But we'll get there. Let's start off with the Masked Singer, shall we? Just quickly. Should we cruise through there? You got some notes?
Oh, right at the end of I've got 9 pages of notes this
Oh, it's
week.
ridiculous. Settle in, everyone.
Well, Paul Eager was unmasked.
Yeah.
That was key. That was exciting. Did you watch, Duncan?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you? And you knew it was Paul?
Well, only because I've been on podcasts with you guys.
Yeah. We knew it was Paul, didn't we?
Sharon
couldn't make it make sense in her mind, even though there are nights where, some of the masks are not performing. She just couldn't figure it out. How on earth could he have been on the judging panel that one time and also been performing?
I won't hear a bad word said about Sharon.
Oh, no, neither.
Hang out with Sharon on Saturday night. So funny.
Oh, okay.
Made so much fun of me for my dislike of Sam Cane and has continued that via text message subsequently. Sharon, very funny lady.
Good with magic. She did a card trick for me also on Saturday night.
Wow.
She has a Cosentino pack of cards.
How does she do all the
You
different
guys are
things?
speaking another language right now.
You know Cosentino.
No.
It sounds...
Read a book.
Cosentino.
Cosentino.
Okay, look.
Classic magician.
I'm just going to rein it right back now. Bedazzled Unicorn sang, sitting inside my head. We don't know who Bedazzled Unicorn is.
Forget it. Is it Keisha Castle Hughes?
Is it Lady Six? Is it Holly Smith? Is it Keisha Castle Hughes?
I thought it was Holly Smith.
I felt Holly Smith vibes in this particular song.
Yeah.
Has she been in the spotlight since she was a flourishing fowl?
Probably.
Foal. Sorry, foal.
It depends when she turned into a foal. I don't know. I've tried going with the clues and I can't get anything, so now I'm just going with the voice. I'm probably still wrong. Magic Monster sang Better Be Home Soon. Who's Magic Monster? Is it Moses Mackay?
No.
Oh.
He's like an all-world singer.
Mama
Okay.
Monster.
There are a lot of clues that potentially refer to sport, and a few people, or someone at least, Sharon landed on Dion Nash. I think she might be right, because I looked up. He's in a band.
Wow.
So
Hey.
musical. He's in a band called, are you ready for this? The Camel Toes.
Oh,
Dion
my God.
Nash. Man.
That's something, eh?
That is something.
really
That's a
something.
triumph and a disaster.
Is it like a joke bit? Is it like a...
Can it be anything else with a name like that?
Wow.
It's a story. Copyright.
What are that like? Is that
Camel
like
toe.
real?
Like camel toe.
Do you need to explain?
No.
It's
no,
not.
it was on Slack.
Okay, Ruru Chick. We know this is Laura Daniel. James Roque knows this is Laura Daniel. And he's really frustrated that no one else believes him. But he's right. He's going to have his moment when that mask comes off. Praying Mantis. There's a lot of them this week, wasn't it? It was all of them.
Yeah.
Praying Mantis saying, I got you. Praying Mantis, that's Paul Ego, isn't it?
Yes.
He literally stood in one spot the whole song. Like, he did not dance around. He just stood in one spot. And I was just disappointed that there wasn't more action.
Moves.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Jono's predictions, low effort. I didn't mind him as a judge, but he really did not try.
I like the Rude the Bugman prediction.
Yeah.
You don't hear about that guy enough.
It was also one of those. Did someone predict like a backup singer from LAB?
Yes, that was the.
Love to see that.
That was the big one. That was for Blue Penguin, James Roque. Yeah, he guessed Lisa Tomlins from LAB, which would be so good if it is. Really disappointing for Lady Six to not have been there for that journey if it is, but we'll find out. Gladiator Alligator, we know it's Drew Nemia. I mean, the moves. No one has hips like Nemia. And Blue Penguin, I don't know who Blue Penguin is at all.
Someone guess Rachel House. Imagine that. That would be amazing.
That'd be amazing.
Real Pod's biggest fan.
I mean, if it is her, sure.
Got my lunchtime's biggest fan.
Okay, I feel like we've given Toby Manhire enough in this podcast already.
Yeah.
He doesn't even mention our names in their podcast, not even in a derogatory way. We're not.
Really?
Yeah, we're not even. We don't even register.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't even think about us at all.
I don't think
I feel like
this podcast exists.
Ben does.
Ben Thomas
Ben
thinks
is our
about us.
last fan.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, should we take a quick break before we go into CTI?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I cordial with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBet.
We're back, baby, and so is Celebrity Treasure Island.
Oh, thank God it's back.
How has it become this is our best show.
It is.
This is our nation expressed on the screen.
And already it feels better than last time.
Yeah, I think it's gotten off to a cracking start. I feel like last year this was a real, there was a real sea change in the format and just the way the celebrities presented themselves and the strategy and so on. And these guys have seen that and they're straight in, they've learnt from that and they're not mucking around. They're straight in with the amazing grabs. And feels like a lot of people are getting airtime and getting, it seems like a quality bunch. Remember last year we had Anna Simsick, who was just I can't remember anything she did except for not swim as well as you'd expect.
Yeah.
And also we had Jess Tyson.
Yes.
Yes. Who was lovely, but she just sort of floated along and didn't give us
Jess was very good. She was really good athletically.
I know, but I mean in terms of like grabs and personality,
yeah.
She kept it very diplomatic. This lot, I feel like everyone's on fire. Everyone's got something to say.
There's just so much potential for conflict and almost already realised potential for conflict.
I think as well they're leaving in a lot of like burps, flubs. We're seeing the real warts and all side of these celebs, which is great.
So our celebrities arrive on the island in a unimog.
Oh, well.
And do we just know what a unimog is? Is that a word?
Yeah.
I think there used to be a lot more unimog chat in the group, like in the 90s.
In Wauru?
Yeah, there used to be like I think New Zealand used to have like a military that consisted of 3 unimogs.
And a frigate.
Yeah, we had one frigate and maybe like a Hercules. And so we would and defence was like important, and so you'd have we're saving up to buy a new Unimog would be like a long running series on the front page of the Herald in the 1990s. So
this might be the return of the Unimog now that it's had some primetime coverage.
It just didn't look great as far as a vehicle goes, on account of as soon as it hit like a hard thing to go through, it just immediately stopped working.
Yeah. But really, sitting in the Unimog with its open side and open back was all just an opportunity for Lynette Forday to get some camera time.
How amazing. She's picked her spot. She found her light. She was right in that camera because she is an actress.
She's an actress. And the moment she opened her mouth and talked about, it's what we do. We look for the camera. I was just like, I'm going to love
with
you.
Amazing.
She is already such a great character.
I think...
One of you go.
I think that this is an innovation that you can have if you're Warner Brothers for free. I think there should basically be a sort of a core cast to CTI and then some others come in and out. Basically, like, you don't need to have a new, completely redo it every season. When you've got someone like Lynette Forday, who is just meant to be on the show, let her be on the show. That's okay. I just think, everything's breaking down now. We don't have to, I think we should be open to that, because I don't want to watch the show without her anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it really wouldn't work.
Well, I disagree.
One insight about Lynette Forday that I can bring to you from behind the scenes.
Oh, yes, Alex.
Whoa.
Because I did go to Celebrity Treasure Island. I've got my finger in the air for 2 days before they started shooting. Lynette Forday was putting away the Metamucil like you would not believe. What does that mean?
Does it mean she's
She's fortified.
She's fortified. But could that be a problem for her in the game? I don't know.
But you were there the 2 days before the competition even started. So, right. So it's just almost a natural state.
I just noticed it. I noticed it at Craft Services. I wanted to know when the Unimog broke down, who said, that vibration feels quite good. Did you catch that?
Wow.
I remember, because I watched some of this on 1.25 or 1.5 speed. So I remember hearing the word vibration, but I don't think I caught the context.
I feel like they like to slip in a bit of naughtiness, don't they, in this show?
They really do. Family show.
That's good filth.
It's good filth, and there's more to come.
Okay, we actually start... Oh, this feels like a weird segue, but we start with a really touching tribute to Inga, and I wept twice over. I watched it at home, and then when we had a screening here in the spin-off offices for the first episode, and I teared up a bit there too, which is embarrassing because colleagues all around. Because, of course, he had been there before they got shut down for COVID.
Yeah.
He had been there and shot some of the footage, which just for some... like the opener, what would have been his opener. And for some reason that made it even more
super poignant.
Yeah.
It was absolutely shocking when I found out that he died, because I interviewed him. I spent time with him at Celebrity Treasure Island, and he was there to play, and he was awesome and had all these tactics. I remember he told me he had planned to do this like extremely scary demon, like Yoda-ish type voice in people's ears when they were asleep at camp. Like, he was awesome. I don't know anything about him, obviously. I don't know much about sports, but I was really, really, really excited to meet him and hang out with him. So yeah, it was really sad. Really, really sad.
That is such a great tactic.
That's a really scary tactic. Almost as scary as that possum.
What a really specific thing to tell Alex Casey. I've been thinking about it, and I'm going to do a Yoda voice while people sleep.
But they handled it really well.
They did.
It's such a weird show, right? Because it has so many different elements to it. And so it can kind of allow for that. Like, it'd be quite hard to handle that in maths or something. But it worked on Celebrity Treasure Island.
Especially, I think, because it's New Zealand, because this is a small place. He had long-term relationships with Melody and Mike King. I knew that from my interviews, that they go way back. So, like, yeah, I think that they handled it really well, and there was no other way to really do it,
Okay, should we talk about the teams?
Let's do that.
We've got Mongo, who are the blue team, Jessie, Courtney Louise, Dylan Schmitty, Cassie Roma, TK, and Aya, who they actually spelt her name completely wrong
Ilya.
in one of the challenges on the key. It was just completely spelt wrong.
I feel like we are the hashtag notes channel of Celebrity Treasure Island, which is a Slack joke, which means nothing to anybody. But people who know.
Kuaka, the yellow team, you've got Karen O'Leary, you've got Perlina Lau, Alex King, Guy Montgomery, Champel and Eds Edamiha. The green team is Coldy, and you've got Cam Mansell, Lynette Forday, Queen, Siobhan Marshall, Joel Rindelob, Elvis, and Melody Robinson, who is there to motherfucking win. She wants to see a Wahine Toa take out the title, and she wants that Wahine Toa to be her.
Yes, and not anyone else.
Truly not anyone else. Of course, we're privy to the fact that there are some intruders on the way. We didn't know how it was going to play out. I thought they'd all arrive at the same time. And
I quite enjoyed the way that they just sort of have seemingly kept them in a cave and
the worst
What is that cave?
That looks awful.
Show me the beds. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. I think they had 2 more days of nice time.
But it feels like it's also kind of turning Mike King even more feral than normal.
Yeah, he's scary.
Wow. He's terrifying. He's not even in the game yet.
I know.
And also that him and Susan Devoy have this like back history as well. Oh, I just love it.
But apparently there's some back history between Susan Devoy and Melody.
Having met Susan Devoy, I sort of believe that, any kind of encounter might... there's some back history.
Yeah, we have a back history now with Susan.
It's true.
So it was Alex who mentioned the back history between Susan Devoy and Melody, and I'm guessing she knows this through her dad, if you're saying that there's something there as well. Because otherwise, why would Alex King know about... Because I Googled, I didn't find anything. There's no public beef.
I mean, it's New Zealand things. Melody Robinson used to be Jessie Chook's boss at TVNZ. Like everyone is in everyone's business.
Jesse Chooks is the nephew of my sister's husband.
What?
So
that's crazy.
That's what I love about the show, is that it's like it sort of reveals there's a sufficient volume of celebrities that they sort of all kind of know each other a bit, and it, especially with it just feels like a little microcosm of a big unruly New Zealand family or something. It really speaks to me.
When they first meet, do you think, because there's going to be a few people who don't know who a few of the other people are, and how awkward is that for Celebrity Treasure Island to be like, and what do you do?
Yeah.
Another behind-the-scenes insight from me. So I was there kind of early, and you know how they have the shots of them on the beach, for their profiles. They needed someone to be the stand-in to check the lighting and stuff. So I was there when some of the celebs arrived, and I remember Jessie Chook looked at me and waved, really confused, maybe she's someone. I don't know, and I just waved back and was like, I could be an intruder. You don't know, I'm not.
I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility for you to be on the island.
I think if they were up to season 20 or 25, they got really deep.
Work through the list.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Matt Chisholm, his enthusiasm for Joel Rindelob's mullet, and then how Bree said, don't worry, Matt, you're working with one downstairs.
Oh, my God. A real wire scrubber.
Because what does that mean about the length of his bum hairs?
Oh, but do you think it was bum hairs? I thought it was the front thing.
Well, what is a mullet? Party
short
the front.
Right.
No,
but I don't think it was like you've got a bum mullet. I thought it was more you've got a giant pubic situation. And
Jane's got her head in her hands.
Unavoidably, in the sort of public showering kind of...
And we've seen Chizzy. He loves to get his bum out.
That's true. And I've never seen a long...
We have not...
Well, we didn't see the bum hanging
we
out.
We haven't seen a bum
unless it just trimmed.
Oh, man.
Just more filth, It's 7:30 there's kids in the room and we're loving it.
Okay, let's get on with the actual show. The first challenge is, the prize is a big one. It's the first choice of camp. In that classic New Zealand reality TV way, they realised that they put the camps in the wrong order last year, and actually they need to swap out what was the second best camp and make it the worst. And that's the Windy Wellington camp. Lynette is freaking out. She does not rough it. She is determined to get into that best camp. Doesn't go well. They have to paddle out to a quay on a boogie board thing that's attached to a giant winch, an unnecessarily giant winch, I feel. Then they have to run up a hill, unlock something and spell
Slide
out some
puzzles.
team name puzzle.
There
What did
was-
they have to unlock? What did they even have to unlock?
The letters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
would have
don't get bogged down in the
appreciated-
details.
I would have
I glaze
appreciated more
over.
time in an over the head, over the top shot to be able to actually see what they were doing because
They did use that quite a lot. Is that a drone? What's going on there? Because it's very steady.
who
it's a good
knows?
question.
Drone crane, some sort of recording thing.
I thought it looked really fun when they were getting winched back in. I would love
Oh,
to
that
do
looked
that
like a good
part.
time.
Whee!
Yeah.
You know, going really
The
fast.
going out was quite far. Like it never looks very far when you're standing on shore, but then when you get out there, about 10 metres in, if you're me, you're exhausted.
I mean, every time I watch this show, the games part is sort of both my least favourite in terms of, like, I much prefer the sort of just the general celebrities hanging out elements. But also, I still think someone creates Celebrity Treasure Island as a theme park because I want to do all the challenges.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so work on that, please, someone.
I do have to wonder how long it takes them to actually explain the challenges to the celebrities.
I think
Because
it
they
takes-
must do it a few times.
I think they take. I feel like maybe Chris told us when he came in for his chat that they run through it. They have someone who kind of like shows them between the kind of the Chizzo explaining it and them actually having to do it.
Yeah.
They pause recording and they show them what they have to do.
But then even, like, notwithstanding that, they still have to, like, basically break the rules of the game to, like, crash isn't a word, team.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, you're never going to finish, and then I'll have 20 dead celebrities on my hands, all.
They're essentially having production meetings as they go, and
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And then Lynette just starts cheating, and they're like, is that cheating? Are there rules? You know, like, it's enjoyably, like, shambolic.
Anyway, Coldie wins. Bree's objectifying the dudes the whole time. She's really gotten loose this season. I can't remember her being this loose before, but
We didn't have Ed's last season.
It's true. It's true.
Ed's is something else.
Very wide eyes on Alex right now, for those of you listening at home.
Can we talk about the rap?
Oh, are we up to that already?
Well, is that not what happened when
Oh, yeah,
Coldie
let's-
won?
no, no, we-
yes, no, that's right.
There's
There's multiple
something.
raps. There's multiple
It's
raps.
well, it's
This
the
was
same
the
rap
beginning.
many, many times over. Yeah. What'd you think, Alex?
Make it look easy. I don't know. It's hard to stop Joel Rindle rapping. So that's all I have to
His
say about
entire
that.
team seem powerless to stop it.
Yeah. And he somehow manages to get everyone on board against their will.
Almost everyone.
Yeah, Elvis was not the hugest fan. I feel bad for him, and I feel bad for his teammates, and I just don't think he should be rapping.
Oh, no, hang on.
Basically, science communication's gone too far.
Hang on. Lynette's team did win, didn't they?
Yes.
She's in Coldie. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, she did win, but she's still not happy.
She
with
hates
it.
the
Hates
Flashes camp.
Hates the Flashes camp.
Which Joel said to him was like glamping.
Yeah.
And Lynette's like, I can't live in these conditions.
But she seems to be doing pretty well, I think. You know?
Well, she's got a blow-up coat hanger.
She's got a block.
And that interesting little bag to wash
it's
her
a washing
smalls
bag.
in.
To wash-
Do you know about that?
I was on the show.
Oh, right. Oh, I thought you were saying like, oh, yeah, classic washing
Oh,
bag.
no. I found out about it just looks like a bag, a waterproof bag at the end of the day. Don't know what's so special about it. I just think it's special to think that you're going to be doing your washing while you're there. They must have a lot of downtime, though. Like one challenge a day. You know? And that's where we see a lot of this dancing and more dancing and some
And the
acrobatics
rapping
and yoga and all this.
It's only a matter of time before you write a rap in these conditions.
That is true. Like they're almost like creating the necessary conditions that you'll ultimately end up doing something you'll regret in the performance art space. That honestly would put me off going on the show where I to ever be invited, was the idea that I had to do synchronized dancing and maybe a rap.
I think you underestimate your willingness to do these things. I think you would not only within a day be taking part, but day 2 you're leading it.
You love to dance.
You love to dance.
Famously.
I do famously obsessed, but I don't, not in a synchronised way, not by the light of
It's
the
impossible to
sun.
dance in a synchronised way with you, Duncan.
Well, exactly. Stay
I
out
don't
of
know.
my way.
I think you'd love it. I think in the moment you love it. In the immediate aftermath, everyone loves it, and then a year later, when it's on the TV, you're probably going, "Oh, that's right." I got back to normal life, my respectable job.
I'm a celebrity.
Watch me rap.
I mean, Joel's rapped already, though. It's not really a surprise.
No, that's true. Pilot logbooks were unearthed. They contained the intro, basically, the intro to the show. And we are, I guess, yet to see what their purpose is.
I love that exchange when Ed's was like, is this a clue? And Guy was like, I think this is what we call exposition. And then Ed's just looked quite blank.
Yeah. Gone too soon, Guy Montgomery.
Oh, it's heartbreaking because
gosh.
he was the best and funniest of the in the moment. And remember last season we had Joe Damon, Brindley Stent, and Chris Parker, all a sort of a generation of, well, not necessarily the same generation, but like stand-up. So, and there are multiple funny people on this show, but it's not. I feel like they should have had more of like bunged in a couple more comedians from that school because they are really good in the moment.
Yeah. So the teams were organised by absolutely no theme at all.
No reason.
Just completely. Well, certainly a rhyme. I think you'll find in Joel's rap.
Too many rhymes. Not enough reasons.
So we don't have that real obvious separation of like comedic talent. The Jokers came always so good last year.
I think Yellow is the Jokers.
Yeah.
Aren't they? Like, there does seem like a little bit of rhyme and reason.
Maybe. It's still early days. So the team face-off is, this is fucking a great challenge. I love this so much. This was picking the flags off their back, and this was Lynette Forday's challenge.
Amazing.
In every way.
The snake charmer.
The snake charming, and then everyone joining in behind her singing, Bree's singing Islands in the Stream. What was she singing?
I don't know.
That,
It was Islands in the Stream.
But it was?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, it was just, and of course she's blindfolded, so she doesn't know what's going on. It was just a magic moment of television.
I also don't think they have the rights to sing Islands in the Stream. Like, they genuinely, that's a sync issue.
Yeah.
And I think they're just like, fuck it, we'll put it to her and we'll apologise later because it's too good.
It's too good.
You know, because they never have any, like, it's always just terrible production music on New Zealand reality shows.
In my notes, I've got Lynette is doing cool hands and everyone joins in, which I think is a good summary. Speaking of hands, what's a bit handsy? It's a bit of a handsy challenge.
Physical challenge. A lot of ladies getting bowled over by big guys.
But it also requires you to kind of feel around, if you know what I mean.
There's every chance of putting a hand somewhere a hand should not be.
Yeah, we didn't see that,
without
of course.
an explicit invitation.
But we can't guarantee it didn't happen. Kuaka won the challenge. Alex is made captain, and they also have the opportunity to pick the captains for the other team. She chooses Aya for captain of Maungo, and Lynette is captain of Kauri. She reckons her strength lies in being the boss.
And she's right.
Melody and Lynette already firing off with each other. Like the moment they get back to camp, Mel's struggling to have Lynette in charge. It's only going to get worse when Susie D joins. I've got Grace Kwan.
That's fine.
Grace Kwan is playing hella psychological games. Grace Kwan is Lynette Forday, one and the same.
She's just, her face is amazing. She's just so like menacing. She's like, thank you for choosing me. Smile.
She so nearly nailed that captain's challenge too.
Oh,
she got so close because the reason why Aya and Lynette were put up as captains by the other team were kind of because I think they felt they were kind of weak links, right?
But they're absolutely not.
They're absolutely not.
But it's true that Lynette absolutely botched it.
Oh, she did.
Like,
unnecessarily.
And for total cockiness reasons. Like, she diagnosed herself well. Like, to get the first two, you could just see her just drunk on this, like, being seen for the first time, and it just all fell apart.
Mungo won the captain's challenge. They won a minute head start at any team face-off. Seems like a great prize. They are going to waste it.
Wasted it in the most obvious way. Like, use it on a physical challenge, not on just a rando letters.
Let the other team see all the
Yeah,
letters.
I know.
gosh.
I wonder if in that challenge they thought everyone had a different phrase. But anyway.
Susie D.
Pantsed it too early. I just want to shout out the breakfast brick. Love that.
Oh, the breakfast break.
Oh, yeah. So I reckon they went to Wheatbix and were like, pay us. And
Come on.
they were like, nah. And they're like, okay,
We'll
it's a
show
breakfast
you.
break. Except
We'll show you.
breakfast break.
We've always called it a breakfast brick.
We've seen this.
Anyone on earth has ever called it a breakfast break before?
We've seen this previously on Survivor when fizzy drink TM was called Ice Cold Fizz for some unknown reason. Okay, episode 2. Lynette's blowing up her coat hanger. Everyone is loving living with her. Meanwhile, Champal's having a lovely time enjoying his beans. Thinks they're delicious.
$22 on Ponsonby Road, he said.
Wow.
I love Champal.
Yeah,
so
he's
good.
really great.
I cannot believe they're eating last night's rice. Excuse me, that is food poisoning waiting to happen.
You know about
Really?
this?
Yes.
Rice is dangerous.
Very, very dangerous.
Never leave
No.
rice unattended.
Yeah. You get that in a bloody fridge, mate. Otherwise, no, fresh rice. Fresh rice, start again.
What happens?
It is a real breeding ground for bacteria. Like the bad bacteria, like the bum bacteria and
Really?
the bomb bacteria.
Worms. Oh.
Always circles back. But you know, everyone seems fine except for Alex.
Alex,
It's not keen on the beans.
I like how she was like, I'm a hangry bitch already. It's
Yeah.
like, one day in.
One day in.
I love it.
And in fact, one day in and one of the teams has already got heaps of food at their camp. Like they won a lot of food with the camp.
Not for long. Once Dame Susie D arrives and sees that spaghetti.
She's like literally just had brunch at the motel. And comes along and scarfs all the spaghetti.
Also, Jessie Chook and TK went out spearing crabs and whatnot
Is
immediately.
that how you catch crabs? With a big spear like
It
that?
worked.
Especially little. No, I mean,
Well, they were sort of
he was
skittering them out.
He was whittling a spear, Jesse was. Great skill. And then they went out and they just kind of like poked it with
Picked
a
up a
stick.
crab.
Yeah, but I think he was, maybe he thought he was going to get some flounder or
Yeah,
something.
that's for another day.
He's a man of the sea.
It's really throwing me there's a TK on the island because I keep thinking TK Samuels. And then
I
I
know.
went, how good would Ben Mitchell
I
be
know.
on the show?
I said the same thing to Jet last night. I was like, this show with Ben Mitchell.
I mean, Courtney
extraordinary.
Louise is great. Can you imagine if they did a full Celebrity Treasure Island Shorten Street cast?
You nerds. I listened back to an old episode of this in the lead up.
Yeah.
And this conversation we have had.
Have we had this
No.
conversation
Yes.
already?
No.
Yes. But it's an absolutely brilliant new idea.
And it still hasn't happened, but you've got another opportunity next year, Warner Brothers.
They should have done it for the 30th.
Same network.
They should have done it for the 30th.
This is put you in charge of the network, eh?
Yeah, I don't. I'm tired.
Anyway, Ben Mitchell. About campaigning for Ben Mitchell on CTI because he would be terrifying.
Imagine Michael Galvin, Leanne.
All of them. Damo?
Oh my God.
Damo.
Damo. And they have to be in character.
And in costume.
I actually would rather Ben Mitchell as Ben Mitchell, not as TK, because
Yeah,
I think
100%.
that's actually more entertaining.
Ben Mitchell would be the most chaotic agent because he's very strong. He's got incredible...
Very self-confident.
Wildly confident. All his opinions are from the 50s. Like, it's going to be amazing.
Okay, the charity challenge is Inversion Diversion, and we see the old upside-down goggles from the block are out
Familiar.
in play. Have these just been released as new technology? What's going on? Are they
think- I
provisionists
think
for
it's just
reality
the-
TV shows shelling out
It's
upside-down
Warner's,
goggles?
right?
It's Warner's. It's the prop cupboard.
Bree's throwing some balls with the upside-down goggles. Do you think... What would your strategy be here? Because this is how I watch every challenge. Is like, what would I do?
My strategy would be to not move and just put
Yeah,
my arms out.
yeah.
I
and
would
just
close
go.
my eyes.
Oh.
I'd close my eyes.
Yeah.
just feel the
that's
vibe.
good,
And,
yeah.
and catch it when I feel it. Because I think seeing it upside down is what throws you.
Yeah.
Everyone went low and got
And
dropped.
Jane went high.
Jane went high. Anyway, it turned out to be a sudden death between Alex and Guy, and Alex won $5,000 for her dad's charity, I Am Hope. What's Mike's charity going to be? Is this going to just be a sweep? Is this just a way to, like, get heaps of money for I Am Hope?
I think it's his gumboot.
Oh, has he got two on the hop?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's tense.
Mike has known Caribbean Dame Susie forever. He reckons that's going to help him out. I don't know. Are they mates? Mates as?
I don't know.
I don't
know
know.
what they talk about
I
in
don't-
that,
Certainly
in that pop-up tent.
I think being of the same generation, especially when there's like young TikTok dancers and, like I think that you just feel a kinship in the same way that like Buck and Candyland did
Yeah.
last year.
But weren't they related somehow as well?
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, it was like by marriage. They're related somehow.
That's so
But that
funny.
didn't come out till like episode 9. Mike reckons... Oh, sorry. Susie D reckons that she's mellowed out by the way. So if this is Susie D mellowed out, I hate to think, in her prime.
Well, it's her competitiveness that's mellowed out, not necessarily her low opinion of everyone else on earth.
We have a lovely montage of a nice time. Elvis is teaching TikTok dances. Melody's dropping the splits. It just looks great. Schmitty's doing some handstand splits and shit, and just showing off his mad skills.
He's in shape.
As they gear up for a team face-off. The prize here is fishing gear, and also one Dame Susan Devoy. Quite the prize.
Human prize.
So we've talked about her a lot, but she actually only makes 2 entrants at this point. And good news, the human centipede is back.
Yes.
A little different. I feel like there's less people connected in this one, and they're not navigating ropes, they're navigating like bamboo poles, which didn't seem as hectic.
It still seems like if you're slow and you're at the back of that threesome, you're going to donk your head or worse.
Yeah. No, it's cursed, but fun.
Behind the scenes insight. I got to do this.
What?
You can read about it on the spin-off probably right now. But I did not have anyone tethered to my arse. It was just me versus Seb from Women's Day.
Yeah.
We were there on as media, trying to shoot hoops, and
Did
the
you
ball
win?
bounces.
Did you
Yeah,
win?
I won. But let me tell you this. It was hot as hell. It was really difficult, and I hated it. And I
Really?
only did it for 2
The
minutes.
balls look bouncy.
The balls are very light and very
Yeah.
bouncy, so it's actually quite hard, even if you're really close. Yeah, but I won.
I like the way, because Cassie Roman netted a few, and she was like, my dad was...
I'm going to try and get Cassie along to our basketball game.
Doesn't she say dad and granddad were baseball? And
Professional baseballers.
Yeah, and then she did basketball, and she was like, they'll be so proud of me. And I kind of had that moment. I was like, that is such a nice thought, but also, do you think they're like so proud of Cassie for getting 2 very light inflatable balls into this rusty old contraption on a silly telly show?
Yes.
How dare you talk about the kindness warrior like that, Jane?
Kindness warrior.
I love Cassie.
I love Cassie
and I'm
too.
also relying on Cassie to spread the good word about the podcast. And I know she'll take everything in good humour. She's
What
like
tax
that.
code do you put down if you're a kindness warrior for a crust? You gotta ask.
Cassie is almost unrecognisable when she has her hair tied back.
It's true. Master of disguise.
Yeah. And
Could
also
be an advantage.
not wearing a fedora,
Yeah.
I don't think I've yet to see her whip out a fedora on the island.
Colour match her Berkeys to her top. Very good.
Very good.
I actually really like her commentary. I find her voice very soothing.
Just calm.
I hope she's in it for the long haul, friend of the pot. Okay, Mungo take the win, but they choose not to have Susie on their team. Can I call her Susie?
I think so.
Susie D. They hand her over to Coldie, and their reason, not enough space in our camp, not enough food for you, and we just don't want to put you in that situation.
And also,
Such a-
crucially in this, Ia is the leader at this point.
Yeah.
TK just...
Yeah, so I don't think it was hugely obvious in the moment that they hadn't all decided this together, but in the aftermath it became apparent that he just made the decision on behalf of the team.
Comes in with some lovely Rio and...
I mean, he did speak
did,
really
it was
well. Like,
beautiful.
yeah. It
he's
makes
kind
it-
of the man. I don't know.
It's quite amazing the way he can be like doing like sort of snaky Treasure Island stuff because he says it's so beautiful.
yeah.
This extraordinary oratory. You're like, oh, it's really nice. Oh no, you just ganked her.
It's actually fucking genius. Like, it is
Yeah.
such a good strategy. He's left people kind of confused because that same way, like they want to be annoyed with him, but they can't help but be charmed by him also. Right. Susan goes to her new camp, bloody just dives on into the spaghetti.
I was retired before a lot of these people were even bloody born, she said.
She reckons her strengths are that she's physically fit and a bloody good liar.
Amazing.
And then Cam's like, yeah, you can lie to everyone else, but not us. And she's like, yep.
Clearly alive.
Yeah. I also love Cam. I love Cam's energy. Can I just say?
Yeah.
I want to get more narration from him because I feel like he kind of feels like the audience a bit to me. Like he's a fan. He's kind of a radio host. He's a bit younger.
Yeah, he's
I like
referencing
it.
some of the previous seasons, so he's definitely watched,
Lovely hair.
Lovely hair.
Okay, captain's test. How much?
He looks amazing in real life. Can I just say as well? He looked like CGI
Yeah.
at the party.
But
His
like
hair's all cut short and
entirely
blonde now,
different.
right?
Yeah.
Captain's test. How well do you know your fellow celebs? everyone thinks Susan Devoy's at a disadvantage because she's barely been here. She's arrived, eaten some spaghetti, and now she's at the captain's test.
Eaten everyone's spaghetti. Captain's prerogative.
and she takes the win.
Incredible.
The prize is a piece of parchment, stealing, and also, which is to steal a reward following a face-off. They've got to use it before day 10. Interesting thing about the answers for this test, one of them was about whose routine was up for best moment at the Hellberg Awards or something. And 2 of the captains put Jessie.
That's amazing.
Do they not know what the Hellberg Awards are? Because the fact that I do, and if they don't, because you wouldn't think a commentator is up for Hellberg.
No, but maybe they were confused by routine. But
to me, that's what made it so obviously Jessie. I'm sorry, so obviously Dylan.
Yeah, I agree, but I just wonder if there was something in the routine part, like that sort of specific gymnastics or trampolining parlance.
I like that Siobhan forgot her own tweet.
Yeah. I mean,
great.
but who hasn't? I'm so scared of the tweets.
That's why my Twitter's gone.
Yeah.
That lie beneath.
No one will ever know.
Okay, episode 3, we've got a possum in the camp. She's here to stay. She is sleep deprivation Sally.
She's got a vagina.
Jim's got a big veg, says Susie.
Can we talk about how that possum is sleeping upside down? I didn't know that was part of...
Don't they hang by their tails?
But also just very comfortable around humans. God, I didn't know that was a thing with possums.
The humans are in their territory. You know, this is possum New Zealand.
But just wildly fearless possum. I was almost like, if you're real hungry, just whack the possum on the head. Yum, roast possum.
Let's just note that beautiful tropical summertime, all rugged up in beanies and jumpers constantly, which is nice. They head to the charity challenge. It's potato in the hole. I've got something to say about this. I think everyone fucked it up. Don't step inside the circle is the only rule. Lay down. Lay down. Keep your feet out of the circle.
Ah, that would have been amazing, actually.
In fact, you could probably even... because a lot of them, none of the apparatus reached right to the hole. So they were all kind of like stacking them on top of each other. But if you lay down, you get your body length.
Was there more filth here?
There was more filth. And it was quite bad.
Was it quite bad filth?
Yeah. Yes, it was quite bad filth.
That's right.
Any hole's a goal.
Yeah.
And then Cam was like, I thought you were going to say that. It was like,
yeah, no,
I don't know about that.
I've
not heard that, but it certainly sounds terrible.
Perhaps it is golfing parlance.
Nope.
I loved Elvis immediately picking up that giant fish hook thing, banging the potato on it and just throwing it into
Seems like the
middle.
worst way to try and get the potato in the hole.
Elvis is amazing.
So good.
What a star.
Yeah, he was born to do this.
Yeah, he's so funny and so cool.
I feel like Cam has kind of a sense of, like, as you say, the real person on the island. Almost like he shouldn't be there because he's apologising to his charity while he's like doing the challenge. Like, I'm so sorry, there's no way I'm going to win this. You know,
Yeah.
He's sort of I don't know. He needs to gear himself up, take his place.
What I like about him and I think Guy is that they're constantly talking about how they're on a show. Like Guy's you know, it's got kind of hard now because I realise I'm on the show and I have to do it. And like it's kind of telling the audience how it feels. Like he's like, it gets really, really tense and then it gets fun and then it gets tense again.
Yeah, and I think we can't forget how a lot of them mentioning how it looks easy on the television and then you start doing it and it's like really, really hard. Joel starts the chant at this point. It's Cam's like, I'm into it as long as we don't do it in front of everyone else. And Elvis is like, that is not the one. I'm just trying to rush through because we've got so much. We have a team face-off. Fruit and pastries and coffee is the prize. There's lots of letters. They've got to decode them. Io uses their advantage. Too soon.
Way too soon.
A minute head start. Be fine if you can complete the challenge in a minute. Not fine if you can't.
Well, no, but there are other challenges where a minute's lead is really significant and they're largely physically based challenges. This is a mentally based one. It seems like it took them like 45 minutes. So that's a 2%, advantage, especially when the other team's actually watching you. Very, very bad use. But she did pull it out of her brow, which was kind of a
And Chizzo had to help them out by saying the last word's crate because they were all obviously so fixated with Crash. Kuaka were close.
I was going to say, which was the team that was just like, fuck it, let's just start, and started building random words with their arms up, like holding the blocks? That was chaotic.
That was Courtney Louise's team, because she was like, "What have we got all the words? Because if we don't, in my mind, each person has their words stacked in front of them once you've figured it out, and then build it up from there." But I don't know. I think again, it's easier to say that when I'm sitting on the couch eating Doritos.
And boy, did we struggle to put those couches back together after this. Like, you talk shit about these challenges, and then it took us like half an hour to figure out how to put the couches back together and reset the office.
This is after our screening of the first episode. We couldn't.
Unlicensed screening, I might add.
When I say screening.
Did you?
I rang TVNZ and got permission.
Wow.
I'm a good girl.
Wow, amazing.
That's almost
I'm good for it.
too good.
Cheating's actually fine, by the way, Alex, according to Lynette Forday. So
True.
cheating's fine. Isn't that the point of the pirates? Is to cheat. Whoops, wrong season. Anyway, what happens? The rap comes up again in front of everyone. Everyone's
It's one of the most desultory
uncomfortable.
performances there's ever been. And I think Joel might have learned his lesson that no one wants that. So we'll see.
Joel is his own person, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. He might rap again.
Can't be ruled out.
There's some strat chat going on between Courtney and Cassie. They want Mel in their alliance, but also who else wants Mel in their alliance? TK? Is it TK? No,
Alex King
Ed's and Alex.
Yeah.
So she's in hot demand. Then we go to the elimination challenge, and how come the captain didn't get that little look-see first? That normally happens, doesn't it? Doesn't the captain normally go
the
in?
captain's peep.
Yeah, before they choose who's going to, that didn't happen.
Don't know.
So probably, honestly, someone forgot.
Okay, I think that's probably the case. But anyway, can we talk about the fact that this was a motherfucking corn challenge? There's no way that wasn't a
That felt like
shout.
an Easter egg.
It was no way that wasn't a massive shout out to the Children of the Corn, aka members of the Real Pod Corner, aka the Facebook group in which fans of this podcast chat.
Corngregate.
I love Matt Chisholm going, one thing I will say, that's not pebbles, that's corn.
I'm not sure how anyone mistook those for pebbles, by the way. Like, clearly corn.
The other thing is, I was just Devo when I saw this challenge. Because normally these challenges are quite a good combination of like brawn and weird balancing ability or brain gym stuff. This was just pure brawn.
Yeah.
Like you needed to be really strong and have heaps of stamina. And I was like, I'm so sorry, guy, but I'm just looking at these two physiques, and I just think that he's going to wear you down, and so it proved.
I want to posit something. How rigorously are the apparatus tested? Because from a sort of an amateur's eye at home, felt like guys' corn kernels were coming out at a much greater pace. That's all I'm saying. Do you think
the fix was in, or was it just not the craftsman, bad crafts?
It could have been. I mean, there could have been perhaps
personship.
some sort of clump of corn that was helping block up.
Guy was also sploshing his corn everywhere.
He was splashing
He
his
was. I'm
corn.
not saying. Look, I'm not suggesting that Guy would have otherwise won, but I just want to know how.
Guy is
rigorously.
fast, right? He's a runner.
Yeah, but I think it's that combination of just lifting a heavy thing over and over and over and over.
And also, we don't know how long that went on for. It would have been a lot longer than we saw on the telly.
And you're looking across, and TK is just never stopping, and it just would wear you down.
Tell you what, take that corn back to camp. You've got lovely popcorn to watch the sunset.
That's true.
But how do you
Put it in your undies.
I'm not sure. Certainly that's not goes on my undies.
Anyway, TK wins. He wins a compass, which is the first clue to the treasure. He's crying. He's doing a beautiful speech. Once again, yeah. And you know what? I forgot how fucking stink it is when people go home. Like,
It
I felt
sucks.
so bad. I liked Guy on there, but I feel like I'm going to feel like this every single time. They talk about their charity. It's just hard.
And also Matt Chisholm, I forgot how much he falls in love with each and every contestant. He's like, you are easily one of the funniest guys I've ever met, which is like true of Guy Montgomery, but also I'm like, you met him a day ago. Like, he's like, I love you like a brother. I'll never leave your side.
Send you a Belfie. Mike King is waiting in the wings, ready to arrive at camp next episode, and I can't wait. He is
of chaos.
literally planning on pissing people off.
Yeah.
That's his MO.
Imagine if I feel for Alex King
Same.
too. Like,
Dad.
Dads are rough as guts at the best of times. But to have your dad on the show planning to be like a fucking asshole.
But also, like, this is, she's Mike King's daughter. That's the context that so many people have given her in the lead up to the show, the announcement of who's Alex King. Oh, she's Mike King's daughter. And this was her chance to be Alex King.
Yeah.
Full stop. Until Mike King comes along and makes her Mike King's daughter again.
Dad.
And also the previews of her is not like, oh my God, Dad's here, how it's going. It's her rolling her eyes and just like, ugh.
This guy again.
This guy again. We need to quickly talk about the block, don't we?
Are we going to do that in this episode?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
This episode's going out.
Do we need a break?
No, we can't. We've got 22 minutes and we've got to do...
Okay.
All right. Okay, so the block this week, look, I only watched the room reveal. I didn't even watch the whole episode. I pretty much just watched the room reveal because too much television.
There's too much going
Just too
on.
much. What about you guys? How much did you see?
I watched the final episode.
I watched the final episode,
All of it. Can I just say on top of this, we've got Masked Singer, The Block, CTI, Below Deck, and if you're up to date, House of Dragons, whatever it's called, which I'm loving, clearly.
Great New Zealand reality
Rings
TV
of
show.
Power,
Oh, and
Bake Off.
Bake Off.
I forgot. I've forgotten. Bake Off has dropped off.
It's just mad. Like it's too much. And there were periods when it was just Dancing with the Stars.
I know.
Also,
schedulers, what are you doing?
can I just also add to that other life and work?
Yeah, sleep somewhere in there?
No, definitely not. And making TikToks, all of that stuff. So much to do.
But they need to just spread it out across the year rather than always trying to beat each other.
I reckon they get together in a forum and they're like, let's fuck the real pod. Let's put all our best shows on at the same time and just watch them unravel. Well,
it is what
to what end,
like.
I'm not sure. Okay, the block. Tell me about the things that happened in the episode that were not the room reveal.
Ben got in trouble for not wearing boots.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Same old.
Then they got in trouble again because they were going to rehang an artwork from another room.
Oh, yeah.
And they were going to break the rules, so Chloe just made an
Just
art.
recreated it,
They went to
Which
plant.
actually looked quite good, I thought.
Yeah, it was impressive.
That was actually a good job.
They went to Plant Barn. It really was just an advertisement. There was no content.
That's right.
Old mate, Marty's back off to Scotland.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he's got a red thong.
Yeah, well,
Did you see that,
it wasn't
Jane?
actually a thong. It was just a bikini.
What was it? Oh, just
I
bikini
saw it
bottoms.
from the other side. Yeah.
For Spain. Yeah.
The other thing, smart fridges. Not just completely unnecessary. I've yet to see the case for a smart fridge.
Needing to check your phone. So they've got
see-
cameras
You need
built
to watch
in so you
Silicon
can...
Valley, and that will give you the case for the smart
What do
fridge.
what planet do you think I haven't watched Silicon Valley?
Okay,
Very
well,
funny show.
Young and the smart fridge.
Yeah, funny on a comedy show.
I have a question. The light in the fridge only happens when you open the door, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you're at the supermarket and you need to check how much milk you've got,
turn
and you
the
turn
light
the
on
camera on.
remotely.
Oh, you can turn the light on.
I'm sure.
You can I like the idea of setting a film inside a fridge, and I like the creative opportunities that could open up.
But that's not a mass market situation.
I think it would be
That's like Vince
frustrating.
Gilligan,
I think it would be frustrating because presumably you've got one camera in the fridge, and you probably got, like, if some bloody kids put a big 2-litre bottle of milk right in front of that, you're not going to see what's in your fridge. You're not.
One of the big use cases they had for it was like you can write a note on your fridge. It's like, I'm assuming if your fridge is anything like my fridge, it's covered in notes already because a regular fridge totally...
Yeah, but you can't then access that while you're out and about, can you?
Don't make there be an actual
There's an
business
actual case. So you can
right?
put lovely family photos up.
Family.
You can do your family photos. You don't need to see them when you're out and about.
It's true. They're the last people I want to see when I'm out and
Your
about.
family on your phone.
Okay.
Stacey's friggin' throat.
Oh,
Yeah. A, we saw inside it a lot, too much, I would argue. And B, she's got like a really bad sitch, which I think the block made happen.
What is the sitch?
Microangioplasty.
Oh, no, not that one.
All right, Marty the Builder.
I don't know, but we saw like they did the whole camera down the thing.
Is it like nodules
it was amazing
or something?
To see.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen that ever.
To be fair, I've had a colonoscopy. Not far different in terms of visual. You know?
Wow.
Wow.
All the internal passages all look much the same.
Interesting.
Did you see the footage?
I
Check
I
on the
must
big
have told you
screen.
about my pill camera as well.
You who?
My pill camera. I had to swallow a pill that had a camera. It took photos every now and again,
And
all the way
then
through. And I had to
Oh
wear a
my
little
God.
pouch where it transmitted the information to, and then had to poop it out.
And then search your...
And then did you have to give the poo to the
Retrieve it.
doctor?
No. The information is sent to the pouch. Okay, so I'm so sorry, Ethan. By the way, this is your first time recording with us, and I'm talking about this. Apologies.
It's really not.
Anyway, so the camera takes little pictures with a little flash, comes on out naturally in its own state, and they're just like, you might see it, you might not. But I saw it.
Oh, but it's just like
Wait, and you
farewell
flush it?
camera.
Yeah. You flush it. And it's...
And that's going to water care. And that's getting...
It's probably taking photos all the way through. It's probably some of them, its passage out of the house is probably accounted for on the in
How
the
big
data
is this
frame.
camera?
It's like a pill. It's called a pill camera. But it's got a flashing light, so that's how
Well,
I
how
knew it
much
was
is
in the
it?
loo. I don't know.
Can you just get them for recreational
I don't know if they're available for recreational use. I'm not sure if they're
You're
fun.
going to
approve
try and
that.
set a drama inside your esophagus, aren't you?
Yeah, from the people that brought you fridge film.
Anyway, it picked up a little ulcer, which goes some way to explaining some of the things that I talk about sometimes on this podcast in terms
Wow.
of the bathroom.
It's really body horror pod, isn't it?
But essentially, you get one of those if they do a colonoscopy up that way, and then they do an endoscopy down the other way into your tummy. So one up your bum, one down your mouth and throat. And a pill camera can catch the in-between bit that those two can't reach.
Holy shit.
So the other thing about Stacey and Adam is that giant jar of tiny teddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know they do not sell those, and Nikki has looked high
Yeah.
and low. In anything but the tiny wee
Yeah.
packets.
They've emptied a lot of tiny wee
By
packets.
the waste.
The waste. Delicious.
All for so Jason is a big Ted head? Is that?
Yeah, it seems so. I think it's worth it to win Jace over. Didn't work though, did it?
Nope.
Nothing can win that man over.
Can we talk about these kitchens? Can we just go straight there?
Yeah.
They are fucking diabolical.
Well, they're just really hard because they're very narrow spaces.
Long, skinny space.
Yeah,
What
Maureen
was the
James-
guest area? What was
That's
that?
unnecessary.
What
Don't
was
do
that?
that.
It was a horror
Don't
show.
do that.
No, do you know what I would have done with that guest area? I'd make it into a blooming, because it's right by the front door. Make it a utility area to put bags and coats and things.
Like put up a wall.
Put up a wall.
Put up a
bloody
wall.
wall. Put some cubby
And
holes
then
in.
you don't walk
Cupboards,
straight into
something.
the kitchen. You've got a wall, you've got some coat hooks, and you've got some storage, and then the kitchen is its own space.
Problem is, Duncan, the two of those places have like no natural light in that kitchen, and that's one of the only ways the natural light's getting in. But you could put up some sort of frosted glass wall situation or something.
Yeah, something.
Also, I just got to say, Ben and Quinn, there's a couple of misses in their design that I'm really, really grinding my gears. One of those bloody timber, what do you call it? They're like separators that are just the vertical timber slats
Yeah.
that were done in Point Chev in whatever 2014 or something, and I see them in real estate photos all the time, and I just think they look real bad now. Like that's over, well and truly.
Wow.
Also, their little half pots on the wall with some I don't know
yeah.
if they're real plants or not. I just think they look real tacky.
What
There's
about
some point on the
giant
time.
raspberry cake, though?
Yum.
And waffles.
Makes up for all of it.
Waffles in
to
the
be
guest
fair.
area.
But how old were the waffles? Like a waffle needs to be fresh. You can't just...
I don't
They're
think I'd eat it.
packet jobs, weren't they?
I'd sooner eat an old waffle than old rice, put it that way.
Okay, I've got some... seeing as we're just like bagging the blog, I've got some criticism. That whole segment of Ben sneaking around to try and eat the waffles was so boring.
I loved it. I loved it.
No, you couldn't possibly love it.
Because I love Ben and Quinn so much.
But I mean, I love Ben and Quinn so much. I loved Quinn's Paul Pierce 34 Celtic singlet. Like it was like, but that was excruciating.
Loved it.
They are
Went on
leaning
for
into
like
the
an
comedy
hour.
sequences. What about the one of Stacey at the plant barn dog spotting? Like popping out of
No.
pots and leaning around. I liked that.
Duncan, you're
You
grumpy
don't
old
like to
boomer.
laugh?
No. Don't like jelly?
I actually do like jelly, famously.
I think we all like jelly.
It's delicious.
It is a really misleading kind of legend of the pod. The fact that we actually all like jelly.
You can get 0-calorie jelly, and you can eat as much as you want.
Fucking what?
Yeah. Remember, I had a big bowl of it before the Taylor Swift
She
party.
went through a whole jelly phase.
I went through a whole jelly thing.
We never said dessert every
Yeah.
night.
So you can have guilt-free, endless jelly.
Zero
and
impact.
Yum?
Yeah.
Anytime
What about ice cream?
Don't know about that.
Anytime I was due to pick up Alex for something or meet her for somewhere, she's like, just finishing my jelly.
So you're setting and forgetting.
Setting and forgetting, and then you're like, oh my god, I've got all this jelly in the fridge.
And
Delicious.
Did
When
Jelly Joe?
No, Joe don't like jelly.
Great. Don't have to share.
Joe liked ice cream, and that was the problem for me because I was eating a lot.
That's right. I recall. Back to the block. I loved those moments. I won't hear a bad word said about Ben and Quinn. They picked up the W. They played a -1 to get there. Their kitchen was by far the best. The other kitchens, small, pokey, tiny, just dark, and I just don't think... I think we've seen some pretty damn good kitchens in the last few years, and these were like going way back to bad kitchens of yore.
Yeah, but it was also... I mean, it's a really hard assignment with the narrow space.
It is, but I think that Marie and James putting in an island was good, and I think that the others could have done that too.
Yes.
These looked pretty good, didn't they? And they had that funky swivelly corner thingamy.
Yeah. And
Lazy
I actually
Susan,
thought
corny.
old mates Ben and Chloe, I just thought it just didn't live up to everything that they've done before.
It's true. I liked the tiles, but everything else was bad. But a 1 from Jason. That was the bad old Jace.
Yeah, I loved it.
He does not like it when you open the oven and you open the dishwasher.
But
No
who's
one
ever
likes it.
doing that?
Oh my God, Duncan.
What do you mean, Duncan?
That would definitely be a problem.
When are you opening
When do you fully open the
both
oven
of them?
door?
You don't, but if there's 2 people in there, if there's children who are coming in and using the dishwasher, or someone's trying to do the dishes while you're checking on your raspberry cake.
I mean, that's
No,
an
I
edge case.
hard disagree. I'd argue that I probably use a kitchen more than the pair of you.
Yeah.
So I think I'm the most qualified to comment
fair.
on that.
That's fair.
Okay, let's move on. That's it, actually.
Yeah,
That's the show.
look,
Let's move on.
do we need to play one more?
Oh, we do need to play one
single?
more thing. We've got one more thing, and here it is.
Like and subscribe.
Max Key Corner. I know. I know. I'll never forget you.
Like and subscribe.
Okay, the biggest, most triumphant return to the public eye that a key has ever made.
He's really been brewing. Like we thought that he was gone, potentially for good, just keeping his head down. No.
And he threw us that red herring of like, oh, I'm a property developer now, buy a house. But secretly, he has been at the gym training in jiu-jitsu.
To be a quarterfinalist?
It's like in some sort of world champ competition.
That's scary.
What is jiu-jitsu?
Martial art.
Yeah, is it one of the kill you kind of ones?
It's the kind of the foundational martial art of the UFC.
Oh.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. I mean now it's now like a combination of a whole bunch of other things, but BJJ is like where it kind of begins and where a lot of its early fighters came from. He'd be very scary to...
So he can be a weapon now.
He's like a Susan Devoy caliber weapon.
Can't wait to see him on Treasure Island.
His little abs. He almost looked like his body was
little
made
abs.
of... No, but like he looked like he's wearing like a foam. You know, you can get those foam six-packs.
I just want to say, all of this in 6 months.
Amazing
like,
what you
that
can
is
do.
wild to me. My whole life, I've been going, I didn't start playing guitar when I was 13, so I can never do it. Meanwhile, oh, mate, 6 months. What's he eating? What's he drinking? I want to know everything. He may be in a position where he can commit all day, every day.
Yeah, I assume that he's getting some very good coaching, but he's also clearly disciplined enough to stay the course.
More importantly, he gave us a great reason to play the Sting.
Can we get a remix that's I'll never forget jiu-jitsu?
Wow.
I think we just did. And that that is our podcast for this week, ending on a high note. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you to all our new listeners. Make sure that you subscribe or follow or whatever it is your app tells you to do. Just do that. And we will be back next week with more CTI, more blog, more Mars Singer, all of it. Thanks, Ethan. You've done a wonderful job.
Sorry about this.
Bye.
Bye.
Talofa lover, I'm Madeline Chapman, editor at The Spin-Off. If you have the means, consider supporting our high-quality journalism by becoming a Spin-Off member. Sign up now at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spin-Off Podcast Network.